Hello, this is Tim Law with Playing It Forward Coaching and Self-Reliance You. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Playing It Forward Coaching. I really appreciate it. I have a young man here that I've known since 7th grade. I am a huge fan of he and his family, and just so incredibly happy to have him on here. I had his cohort from the Northeastern basketball team on just a little while ago, Fred Mulbah. And right now I want to bring on Antonio Rizzuto, who's up at the University of Albany, playing ball up there as a student athlete. So Antonio, tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, and great seeing you, my man.
Great. Thank you for having me. It's been a great ride. Meeting you in 7th grade, and you're a great coach. You've always been there for me and the guys. I went to Northeastern High School. Talking about my teammate Fred being on here earlier, and I've done a lot of things, and now I'm in college, and it's been great. So.
Mm-hmm. And what's ironic is now you're about what, 6'3", 6'4", is that about right?
About right, 6'3".
I think when you were a 7th grader, I think you might have come up to my shoulder. I'm thinking this kid's playing basketball. Little did I know how much taller you were going to get. And your skills grew with you, that's for sure. So tell us a little bit. I said this to Fred as well. Tell us a little bit about your relationship with Fred Mulbah, and what you two have meant to each other and everything, and share that a little bit.
You can't compare to a Fred Mulbah friend. The relationship we've built since 3rd grade, when we first started playing basketball with each other. I'll never have a teammate like him again. And he's the type of guy, we won't talk for a month or two, and then we'll hit each other up, and we're back to being the same way we were. We've experienced a lot of the same things within our college careers so far, and he's one of my best friends, and he's a great guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I was also when I was talking to him, I was always asking about what your relationship was with Coach Jon Eyster and his son Nate, who really, and I really emphasize this with Fred, that Nate was kind of an unsung hero. He'd get those rebounds, he'd take those charges, just a totally unselfish player. So how about, a couple of thoughts about Coach Eyster and your other teammate, his son, Nathan?
Yeah, Nate. I love Nate, man. And I sure miss him a lot. He was that guy that, you put him in the game and he'd be tough as nails, and, pass the ball, play defense, doing all the little things. And that just, on a winning team like we had, you need players like that. As far as Coach Eyster goes, I wouldn't be where I'm at today without him being able to push me the way he did. And a lot of credit goes to Coach Eyster for sure.
Mm-hmm. Great. So what thoughts do you have, Antonio, regarding somebody that's going on to college, whether they're a student athlete or not? What were some of the tips and ideas you would give to, let's say, high school juniors and seniors on what they should be, preparing for, looking for in a college, or strategies they should be using to successfully get through college?
Yeah, college is, I'm in my 3rd year, junior year, and it's been a great experience so far. It's been a difficult experience as well. You really got to be dedicated to what you want to do, and it's okay not to know what you want to do after college right when you get in. I've changed majors a few times. I just think college is really about exploring the different fields and trying to figure out what you want to do with the rest of your life. So hard work. I'm a big guy on that, and just do the best you can when you're trying to pick a school. There's more than one right school.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and I asked Fred the same question too. What do you see the difference between, let's say, the high school game of basketball versus the college game? I was I wrestled collegiately, and it's a whole different level, as far as that's concerned. What do you see as far as your the difference between high school and collegiate basketball?
Collegiate basketball compared to high school basketball, there's just it's a lot more physical. The guys are bigger, it's faster pace. Games are a little longer. So you just have to build your stamina when you're playing at the next level. Um, you're coming from a team in high school where you might be one of the top dogs, to a team where you got 15 players that were the top dog at their school. So you got to adjust, and you gotta try to figure out a new role. But yeah, it's a lot of fun when you get to play high school and transfer to college. But it can be difficult.
Yeah, absolutely. And what's interesting is I really enjoyed watching a lot of the games, as far as you and Fred, because not only were you guys talented, but your hustle and drive and desire, you really brought the whole package. And you and Fred, and I said this to him before, where, you guys have a lot of great physical skills, but to me, the one that I noticed the most with you guys was your vision. I mean, a lot of people are 180-degree vision. You guys were like 270. I mean, you guys could just see stuff. And it was like, how did he see him over there in that spot, get him the ball? And you and Fred literally read each other's minds too. I mean, you could just tell with a glance or however you did it, you'd have a little communication, whether it's a quick look, a nod, or whatever. And what's that like, being able to kind of climb in each other's brains like that? And, it was so thrilling for so many people.
Yeah, like I said, there's no I'll never have a teammate again like Fred. It's uncomparable. And like I said before, we played together since we were in third grade. And over the years, we just were able to read. We kind of figured out how each other played, whether it was guarding each other at practice or playing with each other at practice and in the games. We kind of just knew where each other was at, whether it was throwing alley-oops to each other or hitting each other for good shots. It's something that doesn't just happen overnight. It happened over years, and it's something that I cherish.
Yeah, well, it's interesting too, and I'll share one of my favorite thing that I saw, or the second favorite play that I saw with you guys, was up at the districts. You guys were juniors, and Fred had that ball on a steal, and basically, went up and dunked it almost from the foul line, and the place just went crazy. That was my second favorite. My favorite was you guys were playing Central over at York College, and Fred had the ball stolen unexpectedly. And he's chasing the guy down. All of a sudden, here you come out of the wing and you pin that ball right up against it. That was my all-time favorite play. It just showed that hustle, that just defense just wanting to play, and the idea that you just came out of nowhere and just blocked that ball. That was, that just totally was phenomenal. That's for sure. I'm sure you remember that play.
Yeah, that was pretty special. And winning teams like how we were, you have to be scrappy sometimes. You got to do some of those hustle plays in order to win. And that's why we were so successful, I think.
Sure. And who would you say, as far as, coming up through, who were some of the best people that helped you, become the student athlete that you became? Who do you kind of give credit for that?
I would say that, my parents were very, very big supporters of me and what I did. Since the day I told them I wanted to play Division I basketball, and when I told them I was gonna, be the first Northeastern team to do this and do that, all my coaches, my teachers, you were, always so supportive of me every day in the hallway, every time I saw you, at the games. And there's a lot of credit for you and all the teachers that helped me. So.
Yeah, well, certainly appreciate that. And one thing I really appreciated too, Antonio, was we'd be in the gym and I'd get your leg in a wrestling hold and maybe count the lights. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. You were a good sport about that, So I wasn't going to try to take you on. I was going to try to take you on the court. I'll wrestle you on the court, but I'm not going to try to play basketball on the court because I'd have Wilson tattooed to my forehead. You know what I mean?
I miss it, man. I miss it.
Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. Any last thoughts that you have, Antonio, as far as advice and things like that for these juniors and seniors, or even kids that are already in college, that you would share with them?
Yeah, I would just say that it's not always easy right away. My first 2 years of school here, I have had some problems with injuries, sickness, trying to figure myself out, the position I'm in, being away from home. You really, when you first start, you really got to find what you think your top goal is going to be and write it down on a piece of paper, your 3-4 year plan, whatever it may be. And on those days where you're just, it's tough to get out of bed, or it's, I just had a bad game or a bad test grade, you really just got to look at that piece of paper and just be like, all right, I can do this. That's what I'm here for. So, and that's kind of how I live, and the advice I'll give to some of the younger people.
Good. No, definitely like it, because again, I had Coach McCullum on the other day, and he made a great point as far as a goal. He says, a difference between a dream and a goal. A goal has a deadline to it, where you have to, get it done. That bias toward action, where you have to, do things, physically, mentally, emotionally to, get yourself in gear and get it going. And as I said, you and Fred and Nathan Eyster and, those other great teammates that you had, you guys definitely had a lot of fire in the belly as far as wanting to be as good as you possibly could. No question about it. So anyway.
Yep. Now you can look back at all that great past and just be super excited that happened,
Yeah, well, and I've said this to a couple other people too, Antonio, is that as tough as the year has been, with this COVID thing, I really feel the kids that are involved as student athletes or band, music, extracurricular activities, it's like almost having a little extra suit of armor on you. As tough as this has been this past year, I really think the kids that have put themselves out there and the adults that have had this backgrounds, sports, band, music, extracurricular, school plays, whatever, are better adapted or able to kind of ride through, the tough times of this COVID scenario, so these are life lessons that you're going to be taking forward, with the rest of your life, that, when you got to dig down deep, for, a family member or something like that, you've got the ability to do that.
Yeah, this is something that's definitely gonna, we'll look back on this years from now and be like, wow, I can't believe that whole COVID thing happened and how I felt. But now look at me now, I'm so much stronger for it. So
absolutely. Well, Antonio, this has been fantastic. Stick around for a little bit. Once I cut the recording, we'll chat for a second or two or a couple minutes. And anyway, just a quick reminder, please, if you would subscribe to my YouTube channel, Playing It Forward Coaching. Very much appreciate it. You get to see some other, real nice interviews with guys like Antonio, Fred Mulbah, and several of the others that are on there. And we're looking to try to get more Northeastern graduates to, come on on this Zoom channel here and everything, or YouTube channel. And stick around, Antonio. We'll be right back with you here. Okay. Thank you. Appreciate you being on.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir.